Okay.
Hi everybody. Hello. So, yesterday was a technical difficulty day that drove me crazy. I couldn't get anything to post online, so I missed last night, and so now we're doing last night's dinner tonight. Tonight's dinner consists of, we talked about it, we just need, depending on your size, a family of 4 can make this meal with 2 cups of, 1.5 to 2 cups of rice, a pound of hamburger, mushrooms, onions, whatever you like there. But this is a very simple thing. I used to call it Spanish rice. This meal was taught to me years and years ago, 40 some odd years ago, by my cousin Rosemary. Rosemary, she was Austin, and she married a Tatro. Yep. And so she taught me this many years ago. Lindsay, Ariel, and Shauna are her daughters, and I know they know this meal well. So first thing we need to do is over here, we've got our rice to boil. In here was 2 cups of water and some butter. You can see the butter. And then you just put your, I'm using quick minute rice, as you can see here. So literally it's this simple. You just get your water to boil, you put your rice in it, put a cover on it, and leave the timer for 5 minutes. That'll be done. It's completely done. I'll stick my timer on for 5 minutes. In the meantime, over here on to saute are my traditional, I love them, you love them, we're all beginning to love them, onions for sure, and mushrooms. I've already taken the water out of the can. Remember, that's the only thing I hoarded was mushrooms. Oh, and Di Serrano amaretto, but anyways, here we go. So we're going to saute these up. When they get to a certain level, I'm going to do my, bit of garlic like I always do. So, remember, we talked about the fact that this can be cooked with tomato soup, cream of broccoli, cheddar soup. So it's just a cream of cheddar or cheddar. I think it's just cream of cheddar, or I don't remember. Anyways, we're doing cream of mushroom today because I've got all these neat mushrooms. So I'm going to make it a cream of mushroom flavor. It's going to be Hamburg, but it's really, the flavors are amazing. We used to call it Spanish rice because I always just ever cooked it with tomato soup. Always, always, always. And the thing I would put in afterwards was I would always very, very over generously put Mrs. Dash in it. And so we always called it the Spanish rice. But I've since learned that you can make it with any soup and flavor it up in a whole bunch of ways. Cream of celery is another one that can be put in here. Sometimes I use a can of cream of broccoli and a can of cream of cheddar. Sometimes I mix it up with a celery and a mushroom, but whatever. I've got a large can of cream of mushroom, so that's what I'm using today. And this whole dinner takes less than 10 minutes. Because just before we turned on the camera, I had only put my water on to boil and cut my onions. So that was maybe 2 minutes extra over what we're using to film. So you're going to be seeing how absolutely quick this meal is. It's a good filler. It's usually the ingredients. Everybody has rice sitting somewhere. If you're a person that likes your long grain rice, excellent, no problem. Just cook your long grain rice ahead of time and then have it set aside so when you're ready to do this meal, because cooking your long grain rice, if I remember correctly, I haven't done it for a little while. I think it takes like 20 to 30 minutes. So I would just have that set aside because it doesn't need to be particularly hot when you're ready for this meal. So anytime during the day you can let your rice go to boil. And then, this is the other part of it. These are almost set. You can see they're getting to be that opaque again. And in a minute or so here, I'm going to put some garlic in it. And then our hamburger. And this is what Tim and I did. Here we go. We took the 3-pound packages of hamburger and we broke them down into 3 1-pound packages. And we have the machine that seals it. So I specifically pulled, even though we just did it a few days ago, I specifically pulled it out so you can see what this package is like, that it's completely sealed. And meat can stay in these packages a ridiculously long time. I don't have the chart numbers in front of me, but I remember seeing how long you could keep meat, and I was astounded. So, and we do our vegetables that way, and cheese, and different things that go in the freezer. We do it that way. Okay, so these are almost all set. I'm going to slip a little bit more of that in there. Turn it down a smidge. Do my usual, you know me, this is my measurement of garlic. There we go. And And we've got only 1.25 minutes left on our, waiting for our rice to soak up its water, because it only takes 5 minutes. You take it off the burner for 5 minutes. You can keep it out as long as you want after you're done, but you can't use it before 5 minutes because it takes 5 minutes to do the absorption. And now we're just going to throw our hamburger in here. This is a if you are one of those families that say, oh, we don't have enough time to eat before we go to dance class or to go to soccer practice. I was definitely one of those mothers, oh my God, what am I going to do? That's kind of like how these meals kind of got started, because you were on your way to somewhere and you needed to do something really fast and the kids needed to eat something that was good. So these kinds of meals are good for that, because this takes literally somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes to put together. It's good as a leftover. The only thing is that I like to make mine the first time I eat it a little bit sloppy. So I always, with 1 pound of hamburger, 2 cups of rice, I always use a large can of soup or 2 of the smaller cans. This is not our regular hamburger from Bob Provazzi's. So you're going to see that there is going to be a little bit of grease in there probably, because I could only buy 81%. So this is going to cook up a little bit differently than our stuff did before that was super dry and wonderful and didn't have any grease in it. Oh, there's our timer on our rice. So as soon as this hamburger is just cooked down a little bit, we're going to be throwing our rice and our soup in there, and salt, pepper, and whatever to taste. Again, when I make this, I'm used to using Mrs. Dash. And it was salt-free anyway, because you know how I don't care for a lot of salt. So today, I don't want you to be bored while you're watching me cook. So today, I just had so much fun. I decided to take off midday, and I went to our family farm, which is owned by Damien and Jessica Boomhauer now, but it's where my brothers and sisters and I grew up. And decided I ran over there at about, it was 4 o'clock when I took off, at 4, when I knew they'd be starting chores. And I haven't been anywhere. I haven't been going anywhere, as you know, so going to the grocery store last week was a really big deal for me, because I really haven't been anywhere. And had a blast socially distancing while doing chores. So I got to feed cows and sweep up mangers and help put the cows in, you know, chain tie them when they were coming in, and that was really fun. Being a farm girl myself and loving the farm, and I thought to myself, oh, today I just wanted to get out for some reason. It's not that I don't love being here, because I super love it, yet you can see how it's cooking down really well. And then on the way home, I decided to check in on my sisters, Shyla and Amy. So I stopped at her house, and as if I was Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, she was up on her porch, and I was, you know, Shyla, hello, waving from the house. I wanted to have a porch conversation, because we haven't seen each other face to face in, well, it's been over a month, easily. Well over a month. So, yeah, that was fun, and we ended up, again, being responsible, distancing. We walked up the road, walking the dogs so they could do their business, and then we went in the woods, and we went for a nice walk behind her house and stuff in the woods. So I'm just so full of having gotten some outside time today. I'm absolutely ready for us to be gardening here soon, for sure. As you can see now, there is some grease on this, and before you could see we didn't have any, so we've got to get rid of that. And I don't put it down the drain, so I specifically left one of my pans in here dirty so that I could use it to capture grease. So just give me a minute to put it back here in the sink. You don't put grease down your sink at all. At all. No, it's a no-no. So I'm going to come over here and use one of my pans to get the grease off of there, because 81% it did not. It was, you can see there's a whole bunch just as we're. And 81% you think would be pretty lean, but it really isn't all that lean. It really isn't. So there, just capturing the grease in there. See how much was in there? That's a lot, actually. I'm used to having like none or next to none, because we have very, very, very lean beef with Bob Provazzi's. But yeah, this was from Hannaford, so 81%, and see, it's still coming out. But I never put it down the drain because I don't want it to clog. Okay, so stick it back in here now that it's dry again. And we are just seconds away from being done. I'm going to turn it down because we don't need it to be high at all. I'm going to stir my rice up here. So bring it up from the bottom. And literally, this is what's going to happen. So I hope everybody had a good day today. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties that kept me from posting yesterday. And I tried. I literally tried. I was exhausted. I even deleted my post 2 or 3 different times and reposted again to see if it was something that was caught in there that I could control. And it ended out that it just wasn't. And I'd spoken to a couple of other people, like Elizabeth Studley, because she does a lot online. And she said, why don't you just start going live? So if that happens again when we're trying to post this today, I'm definitely going to start doing lives, I guess, because that'll probably be the best thing I can do. So as you can see, look at this. It's much more noticeable as it's going together when it's with tomato soup, because tomato soup is red. So you're probably having a hard time distinguishing the rice from the soup from the other ingredients. But I hope you're really getting an idea of how wonderful this is. And basically, you're just warming up the soup because everything else is cooked. So I have it down on low on purpose because there's no more cooking to it at all. You're just now, all you're doing now is just marrying these flavors together. You don't want to let it go very long because you don't want it to dry out or singe on the bottom, scorch on the bottom. But look how wonderful this is. I like it a little soupy and runny because as a leftover, and it always says, I made you the size where if we had a family of 2 kids and an adult, so there's going to be leftovers here for me and us. And I like to have it a little soupier the first day I'm eating it because it does dry out in the refrigerator because the rice does absorb a little bit more of everything, just like macaroni does when you're putting that, storing that in the fridge too. So, and then I literally, and again, it's not really like there's any, we're just being liberal. You can do salt and pepper, you can do garlic powder, you can do anything. You can, if you're really trying to do what I used to call Spanish rice, which is with tomato soup, you can pull out any one of your spices that, you know, like red crushed pepper and things that make it hot if you want some heat on yours. And that's it. I mean, it's done. It is completely done. That's a quick 10-minute at the most. That's including cutting your onions if you're putting them in there, and whole meal is all set. So there you go. Very quick. Everybody has rice on hand, and everybody usually has hamburger, and it's very simple. I'll put the recipe up with the video. I mean, the ingredients to the recipe up with the video, and I hope you all enjoy this very quick meal. And when we're out of quarantine and then you're back to running to soccer and dance and baseball and everything that you run to, this is a really good, quick, nutritious way to feed your family on the way out the door. And you can even make this in 10 minutes, give them a plate, and they can eat it in the vehicle on the way too. So yeah, I can even think of more meals like that if you'd like another day. But for now, enjoy, and I hope this posts, and if it does, well, I don't even know what we're going to do tomorrow. Maybe drop me some notes and tell me what you'd like to see, because I have a list and I don't know where you want to go from here. Thanks, I missed being with you last night. Bye.